All right.
Yeah, I'll want that.
We are live. It is Monday, May 6th, 2024. Second half of the podcast today, guys. We're going to be previewing UFC St. Louis, which looks like a pretty good fight night card, I think. It's some interesting matchups. You know, last week we had a lot of favorites win. I think there's some underdogs in this card that are going to win. So I'll just put that out there right away. Marcel, glad to have you here as always, my friend. I think we should just get into it, get some comments, then we'll get into the card. We got Knox in the chat. He said there's a few interesting matchups. Hey, I'd say there's more than a few. I think there's quite a few. I think it's a good card, you know, personally. Card looks solid. Tickets from 125. That's cheap. I would go. If I lived in St. Louis or Kansas City, I would go with this card for sure. You know, I think it's a good card. Tech Leg, what's up, man? Lockdown updates, what's up? Fight Talk, what's up, man? That's our guy that does the artwork. Appreciate it. As always, my friend. You kill it with that, so we appreciate it, man. Oh, I forgot to change the background here. Oh, no, I do have it actually. I got the preview. You got your preview. We're ready to go. All right, guys. I say we just get into it. Again, we use the UFC stats page for the bout order, and we'll use best fight odds for the odds. All right, let's get into it. First fight of the night, Marcel. We have the ladies when we have the women's flyweights as JJ Aldrich takes on Veronica Hardy. Odds for this one, Hardy's favored, minus 142, Aldrich plus 120. I'll get you to start this one off. What do you think?
Yeah, man. I mean, first fight of the night. I think Veronica Hardy kind of always opens up the night for some reason, man. But yeah, it's good. She has. What do I think about the fight? It's really difficult because JJ Aldrich is kind of inconsistent. You know, I know she won her last two fights. Before that, she lost to Lipsky in a fight we were really sure that she was going to win. Remember that? And then she didn't look good in that fight. For that, the Blanchfield, she actually had a very good first round against Blanchfield, I remember, and also starting in the second round, but she lost. If you look at Veronica Hardy, she took off almost 3 years. You know, she got married with Dan Hardy. She's now she was Veronica Macedo before. Got a win over Juliana Miller, which was good, and a split decision win over Jamie Lynn Horth. It's a difficult fight, man. I don't know how. Listen, I think if Aldrich fights her full potential, she should be able to win this fight, in my opinion. You know, at the same time, I don't know, man. I think Macedo has looked better in her last couple of fights, but I think Aldrich can win. I think her grappling is better. Striking is probably it's not. I mean, Macedo is a pretty good striker, in my opinion. I'm going Aldrich, man. I'm taking her by split decision. I think we'll be a close fight again. So going with Aldrich.
I mean, I think you're right on. I think it's a very close fight to open up the card. But I'm with you. So let's hit the button because she's an underdog. Hit the button, man. Can't hear shit. I can't hear anything. Broken.
I think the battery is broken. Yeah, the battery is.
You were hitting it so many times this week when you interviewed Kyle Bahayo. He was showing Kyle Bahayo the button. Anyways, we have a consensus dog to open the card, which I wasn't sure about.
Damn.
You know, I think the odds are wrong here. I think the Aldrich should be the favorite. I think she should be a slight favorite, like minus 130 to plus 110. That's how I had it. So for me, you know, there's slight. Yeah, we'll get Marcel to do it. Some slight value here on her, I think. But again, you know, it's a close fight, and it's going to go to the judges. I think for sure it's going over 2.5 rounds. There's not much finishing ability between these two fighters. Veronica's looked good, though, lately. You know, obviously she's improving. She's still young, right? She's very young, and Dan Hardy's in her corner, her husband. And he's obviously a good coach for her. So she's done a lot better than I expected. She won 2 straight fights. I think as an underdog her last 2 fights, and I didn't expect that. So I'll give her credit. But Aldrich, to me, you know, way more experience in the UFC, fought way better competition. And she's also looked pretty good lately, too. So for me, it's going to be JJ Aldrich winning a decision here, guys. And again, I feel like she should be a slight favorite. It's not like she's super old. She's only 3 years older than Veronica. It's not like it's a huge age gap. You know, so I look at Aldrich and, you know, height advantage, reach advantage, more experience, and I feel like she's the better fighter. So I'm going to take her. I'm going to take her to win here, a close decision, and open up the card with a win here for the dog. A consensus dog to open up the card. A couple comments, by the way. We had Pato says he loved the card. Nice guy likes the card. Lynn says she's the first fight so they can get Dan Hardy out of the building ASAP. It might be. Maybe that's the reason why. UFC's not huge. I don't think they're huge fans of Dan these days, but you know, Dan. Listen, I don't have an issue with Dan. He's obviously a good coach and kind of a legend of the sport. I heard something. I heard a kind of a dog.
That's good.
But, yeah. Cheap British batteries. That's Glenn sent Marcel that present one a couple months ago. I think we've had it since Christmas time, right?
Christmas, yeah.
That Christmas present held up pretty good, Glenn. Don't give yourself a little more credit.
Yeah, we appreciate it a lot.
Brock has the cheat code. Dan Hardy break down the opponents. I agree with that too. Bring back the nerd dog bark for the bar.
Yeah, that just did.
He's trying. Bronco looks muscular. Yeah, I mean, she's coming into her own as a fighter. You know, she's a fighter that I think at one point could have been released, and they kept her around, and because she had lost 4 or 5 fights. She's definitely improved. I mean, that Bea Malecki fight, man, that was just such a bad look on her. And, you know, since then took 3 years off and came back as a better fighter. So you got to give her credit. You know, I always respect when a fighter takes a long layoff, comes back, reinvents herself. But again, I just think Aldrich is the better fighter. I have to pick her. You know, I have to. All righty. So that's the first fight of the night. We have because that's dog. Second fight of the night, we have the welterweights, and this fight has Jared Gooden taking on Kevin Jousset. Odds for this fight: Jousset minus 245, Gooden plus 200. I'll just start on this one. I like Jousset quite a bit in this fight. I think he wins for sure. The guys look really good in the UFC. You know, he's kind of like a little bit of a point fighter we saw in the last fight, but that should be enough to beat Jared Gooden in this fight. I think. You know, Gooden. I'll give him. He came off he came back to the UFC. He lost his first fight, but then he had that great win over William Turman by submission, which I didn't expect. So I'm going to give him credit for that one. But to me, very inconsistent. You know, 2-4 UFC records, not very good. He's fighting a guy that's got a lot of momentum coming in this fight. Kevin Jousset trains in one of the best camps, City Kickboxing. Highly touted prospect, and I think Jousset gets the job done here, Marcel, with the decision. And I like him to win here. And I think minus 245, I think, is a fair number on this guy because that's kind of what I pegged him at. 2 to 3 to 1 favorite. So what do you think, man?
Yeah, man, you said literally everything.
I can't see you, by the way. I can't see you.
Oh, let me try to fix that. But I've talked through it, you know. Sure. I like pretty much everything you had to say about this one, you know. I also think that Kevin Jousset probably wins. Yeah. Also a decision, man. I mean, I think a lot of people favored Kevin Jousset here. Yeah, decision. I think he point fights here as well. And maybe he gets a late finish. I don't know. But no, I'm going with a decision. I'm with you, man. I'm with you. There we go. All right. Next fight, we have the flyweights. Yeah, this is a good fight. Charles Johnson, Energy, fighting in his hometown of St. Louis, taking on Jake Hadley, White Kong, Glenn's guy, the Brit. Odds for this one, minus 166 Jake Hadley, plus 140 Charles Johnson. What do you think? I agree. I think Charles Johnson looked pretty good against Azat Maksum last time, you know, but he's in many close fights all the time, you know. And the thing is, like with Johnson, he's inconsistent to me, you know. And you can say the same about Jake Hadley, but in my opinion, Jake Hadley, he lost to Alan Nascimento, which I think Charles Johnson would lose to as well. And he lost to Cody Durnan, where Charles Johnson also lost to as well. You know what I mean? He got 2 wins against Candelario and Gordon, but at the same time, you can say maybe Charles Johnson wins against these 2 as well, you know? So I think it's a fun matchup, man. But I think Jake Hadley has more in the tank that he's shown so far, you know? And I think he's really scrappy. You know, you saw in the Durden fight, he almost had Cody Durden. Cody Durden is just super tough. Charles Johnson, good fighter. I know it's in his hometown. I'm still thinking Hadley. I think Hadley wins the decision.
Does the button work or no?
No. Okay. But I can do a dog sound.
Try it.
Yeah.
Can you hear it? Yeah, we can hear that. That's great. I'm taking the dog, dude.
Okay.
I think he should be the favorite in this fight, especially after the last performance. Dude, that was an amazing performance against Azat Maksum. Other than that, early, choke submission attempt thing, he looked great in that fight. And to me, he's got so much experience down in the UFC, and he's fought, it's a close fights, but, at the same time, Marcel, a lot of experience, and all that adds up, and I think he's coming off the best performance of his career. I think he's going to come here in his hometown and shine. I really do.
Possible.
Jake Hadley's a good fighter. Don't get me wrong. He's solid, but he's not unbeatable. And we've seen him get, taken down, grinded out. Johnson's a pretty good grappler, man, and very scrappy, scrambles well. I think he's going to out-grapple Jake Hadley and win a decision in this fight. I'm pretty sure this fight's going in 3 rounds, though. I'll say that. Just the way these guys match up. I think it goes 3 rounds. I think Charles wins 2 of the 3 rounds, maybe all 3, but I think he wins. And I thought he'd be the favorite here, to be honest with you, especially in his hometown. So I'm taking Energy here, Marcel. That's my pick by decision, plus 140 dog. Give me the dog, man, in his hometown. I got to do it. So I like this fight a lot. I just was so impressed by Charles Johnson in his last fight. He fights like that to his potential, then he'll win this fight. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, Marcel. We have Tabatha Ricci taking on Tecia Pennington. And the odds for this one have...
You're missing a fight, by the way.
I missed a fight, didn't I?
Trey Waters, Billy Goff is
My
first.
apologies, guys. My apologies. The next fight is Trey Waters against Billy Goff. And the odds for this one have Trey Waters favorite minus 175. Billy Goff plus 145. I'll let you start on this one, Marcel. My apologies.
You can go first with this one if you want.
I went out of order on that. My bad. I had my list was off.
No problem.
I'll fix that. I think this is one of the harder fights to call.
Yeah.
That's why you told me to do it first. I don't know. I honestly have no idea who wins this fight. I'll just say that right now. I have no clue. I wouldn't bet on this fight with 10 for the goal. Trey Waters, he's 6'5". At welterweight, so that height and reach and 77-inch reach. I mean, it's incredible, right? And he looked great in his debut against Josh Quinlan, right? So,
he did.
Yeah, I mean, it was a year and a half, not a year and a half, but a year and a bit ago. So that's interesting. But yeah, I mean, the guy is definitely a prospect to look out for because that height and reach. But Billy Goff, man, I mean, he's looked amazing too. He only had one fight against Kinoshita, who's not that great, right? So I don't know. I mean, Goff's got a lot of experience though, fighting in Bellator and stuff. I think he definitely can win this fight. I think he can go either way. I'm only going to pick Waters because of this huge height and reach advantage. I mean, the guy's so big that I think he's just going to be like fighting at a distance and winning a decision here. But Billy Goff can win. He's definitely a dog that's live. I wouldn't bet on this fight. I'll take Waters by decision. It is probably my least confident pick on the whole card, I would think, Marcel. So that's my breakdown. No, it's a shitty breakdown.
I feel the same way. It's really hard fight.
Like, what is it to say, right?
I feel like you have to go with Goff by stoppage or by Waters by decision.
That's fair. Yeah.
So I'm also more on Waters by decision. But I mean, if you want to go for something, maybe you should look at the Goff by finish. You know what I mean? But I'm also picking Waters here, but I'm far from sure. That's why I said to you, you go first. Maybe you have more clearance on this fight, but you feel the same way, sir.
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, maybe some other people will have better read on it, but I don't know. Basically, should be loves to Jack. Oh god, that's a good one. That's like Ryan the Masturbator. I don't know how the fuck he's 6'5". Who's the other 6'5" welterweight? Who's the other one? Oh yeah, I don't know how he's gonna make the weight class too. I know he's been it before out of the UFC, but we'll talk about that in a second. Anyways, we'll the next fight here. Now it's in the right order. We got Tabatha Ricci taking on Tecia Pennington. Odds for this one: Tabatha Ricci minus 148 favorite, Pennington plus 124 dog. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, this is pretty simple for me actually, man. I'm not gonna pick somebody who's coming off a 2-year inactivity from being pregnant. There's no disrespect at all, but I don't think that it's getting any better, And Tabatha Ricci, she lost a close fight to Godinez last time, but she was on a really good streak. I have no reason to not pick Tabatha Ricci in this fight. I don't know how Tecia, former Torres, now Pennington, is doing right now. Maybe I'm being a dick right now, but I'm always a dick, by the way. But yeah, I have to go with Tabatha Ricci here, man. Yeah, I have to go with Tabatha Ricci. So for me, Tabatha Ricci, I'm going with decision, man. Tecia Torres is very hard to finish all the time, so I'm going with decision.
Another fight I think goes to decision too. Again, a lot of the women's fights do. I think this one does too. I think the way they match up. Can you hit the button for me?
Oh, if you want.
Yeah. Get it. I like the little drum solo at the end. Yeah, you know what, man? I'm going with the dog in this one, Tecia Pennington. Now, I agree with the layoff thing, and I'm not super confident enough. I don't think I'm actually going to bet it, but like as a straight up pick, I have to pick her because I do think she's a better fighter. I really do. To me, like I think this fight, I think Ricci will struggle to get her down on the feet. I think Pennington is the better striker. I think she's going to outstrike Ricci and win a decision. I think it's going to look like the Mackenzie Dern fight, which I thought she should have won, but I think it's going to be more clear for Pennington. The 2-year layoff for the pregnancy is obviously worrisome, right? I mean, we have no clue how she's going to come back and look. I mean, in general, I would imagine a lot of these women fighters that come back after a long break, from a pregnancy, don't look as good. I don't know if we have hard numbers on that, but just a few that come to mind, like Nina Nunes, right? She didn't look that great after. I think she fought Dern, right, when she came back.
To
Random. There's a few of them, right? Like there's definitely a couple, but at the same time, I just think she's the better fighter, so I have to pick her. But the layoff's really worrisome. It makes me hesitant to bet it. The odds are very close though, so obviously the sportsbooks think she has a really good chance to win, and I think she could get the job done. But yeah, I think it goes to decision. And Glenn saying, yeah, I have the first five fights going to decision, which is kind of crazy because it probably won't end up being that way. We'll probably have a finish or two in that span. But I mean, right now I'm projecting that. So we'll see what happens. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, which Marcel, it's not going to the decision. This one's not going to the decision. T-Rex, Terrance McKinney taking on Esteban, Ribovics, the lightweight. This fight's not going the distance. I mean, it's pretty clear. Odds for this one, Ribovics minus 175, McKinney plus 145. I'll say it right now, I really like Terrance McKinney, man. I think he's a great dude, great fighter, but for one round. And unless he knocks out Ribovics in the first round or submits him in the first round, I think he's going to get tired again like he seems to do in a lot of his fights and end up losing later on the fight. I can't pick him, dude. I really like Terrance. I love the dude. He's looked really good in his last 2 fights, but against the worst 2 guys on the roster. Ribovics, I saw him fight Cameron Kirk in Vegas last year, and you know, he struggled a little bit early, but really grinded it out as the fight went on and started pressuring, walking forward. I think he finishes Terrance in like the second or third round here. So I'm going to go with Ribovics by stoppage, second, third round stoppage after kind of surviving an early onslaught. But yeah, I got to go with Ribovics, who's never been finished yet, and I don't think it happens here. So if it's a guy who's been finished before, I don't know if I would be picking him, but considering his durability, I have to go with Ribovics. What do you think, man?
It's going to be a fucking fun fight as long as it lasts, you know. Yeah, you know, we think the same about Ribovics. You know, he had that debut fight against Loic Razabov, which should have got a fight of the night, in my opinion. He lost that fight. It was a close fight. And then he won against Cameron Kirk last time. McKinney, McKinney's just his cardio is kind of a problem with him. You know, he's a super entertaining fight. He's good on the ground. He got knockout power. You know, you saw it in the Drew Dober fight, but then he gassed. Was a short notice fight. Got to mention that. But yeah, the Sadikov fight, I think he looked okay in first round, what I saw, but then Sadikov took him down second round and submitted him. Yeah, I mean, I got to go with Ribovics here. I think he wins a decision, or no, not a decision. I think he finishes probably second round again. You know, I think that's probably going to happen. So I'm going with Ribovics here. Fun fight. Looking forward to it. I think he finishes second round. But McKinney has a chance, definitely in the first round. So, yeah, we'll see. But it's a very fun
he has a chance. Sorry.
No, that was it. That was it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I pretty much agree with your breakdown. I mean, I think it's a solid breakdown. So I'm with you on that one. And let's go to the next fight here, guys. We have, pull up my list here. There we go. Chase Hooper taking on Viacheslav Borshchev. I think I got the pronunciation right. I'm trying to get it bang on these days, guys. I'm trying my best. We've got Borshchev is obviously the favorite here, minus 142. Slight favorite, actually. Chase Hooper plus 120. Listen, man, I like Chase as much as the next guy. He's a good dude, really good kid, good grappler, great grappler. But the stand-up is – and I know it looked improving against Nick Fury. I got to give him credit because it looked a lot better, but – bro, I think he's going to get knocked out in this fight. Borshchev is an absolute beast on the feet. He's got crazy knockout power. He's very durable. He's shown, I mean, pretty bad takedown defense, but you know, slightly looking better lately. But to me, it's just like I can't get that fight with Steve Garcia out of my head. You know, Marcel, I can't get it out of my head with Chase.
Can't get you out of my
head. Yeah, that's Kylie Minogue, which is a great song, by the way. That's a classic song. Talk about Madonna in the first podcast, not Kylie Minogue. But no, I'm taking Borshchev, man. To be honest, these odds are pretty low. I mean, I think it's reasonable. What do you think, dude?
What I think? I'll let you hear what I think. That's what I think.
Oh, you're on the opposite side. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I'm with Chase Hooper, man. I mean, Mark Diakese, Mike Davis, they all shows you how you beat Viacheslav Borshchev, you know? Mm-hmm. And then Nassim Sadikov fights him and he starts striking with him. It's like, dude, take him down. And Chase Hooper is going to go for the takedown pretty quick. You know, he's getting his stand-up is getting better, you know. But if he's going to stand up with Borshchev, he's getting knocked out, you know. So Chase knows he has to take this fight to the ground. I think he takes it to the ground. I also think he submits him. So I'm going with Chase Hooper via second round submission.
That's my pick. We have a different dog, or we have a different pick here. And you took a dog, which I respect. Obviously, I think he gets knocked out, man. I really do. Okay. All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got the opening main card bout. This one's me one of the more interesting fights in the card. Actually, we got Waldo Cortes-Acosta taking on Robelis Despaigne. Odds for this fight: Robelis minus 205 favorite, plus 170 underdog. Waldo Cortes-Acosta. I'll let you start on this one, man. What do you think?
Yeah. By the way, we have to let the people hear the exact pronunciation of Despaigne because we both say it wrong all the time, and I don't get it right. So
he said it on the broadcast that way, though. To be fair,
can I let the people hear how he says it himself? Let me give me a second. I'll try to talk through it while I'm scrolling back to when we talked about it. Here it is.
I should mention the UFC media guide has it, and I sent it to Marcel because we talked about it the other day. We want to get this right. Go ahead.
Mi nombre es Robelis Despaigne, the big boy.
Say it one more time.
Mi nombre es Robelis Despaigne, the big
boy.
Okay,
Robelis Despaigne, right? Is that how you say it?
Despaigne or something.
Despaigne, yeah. I mean, again, they said it different in the broadcast, but I think that's the American version of his name.
Yeah. By the way, this fight. It's such a difficult fight for me to pick, man, in my opinion, for the simple reason that Robelis hasn't fought anything good yet, anybody good yet. I no disrespect to Josh Parisian, but he pretty much got himself knocked out, in my opinion, by chasing him. You know what I mean? So if you look at Waldo Cortes-Acosta, had that really weird performance against Arlovski, where he was taunting Arlovski for some reason in January, and he won that fight. It wasn't a great performance, in my opinion. Before that, he knocked out Lucas Dreski, which was a good win, or a good knockout, I should say. The thing is, like, can Robelis knock him out? Probably can. Waldo hasn't been stopped by strikes. So far, he only lost to Marcos Ferreira de Lima. I just don't feel comfortable picking Robelis, you know. He only has fought, like, his last 4 fights are like 3 seconds, 4 seconds, 8 seconds, and 18 seconds or something, you know what I mean? And if Waldo does his homework, he knows he shouldn't chase him, you know. I don't know if he does. If he does, that would be stupid. I'm going with Cortes-Acosta, man. I'm picking him. And the thing is, like, do I pick him by decision? I pick him by decision because he never has the urge to finish the fight, you know. So I'm going decision for Waldo Cortes. Although
hit the button. He's a dog,
okay.
So hit it.
Yeah. Although I can see a finish as well because we don't know how Robelis does in the later rounds, you know.
I mean, yeah, dude, I'm with you. I'm taking the dog too. I've been thinking about this fight a lot, guys. I have. I just come here and throw a pick out. We have no fucking clue what this guy's going to look like after 30 seconds. We have no idea. Does he have any wrestling? We have no idea. With Waldo, I know he hasn't looked like amazing in the UFC, but he does have 5 UFC fights. 4 of them have gone the distance. So you know that he's got good cardio. He's obviously got professional boxing experience. I know he's been knocked out in boxing. People are pointing to that saying, oh, he's going to get knocked out now. I don't know. You know, I think he's a pretty solid overall heavyweight. He's fought way better competition. I know, he didn't look amazing against Arlovski, but he still beat him. And Arlovski's not the easiest guy to beat, dude. He usually beats these type of prospects. So for me, Marcel, it's just this guy's more proven in the UFC. You know, he has proven cardio. And the other guy is, you know, he's definitely shown amazing power. And I know he's got this Taekwondo background. Striking is incredible and everything, but for how long? You know, and I don't know a lot about Taekwondo, but I was looking at, like, the way they do their fights. I believe it's 3 2-minute rounds, right? So it's not 5 minutes. I'm just gonna double check how long are the rounds. I think it's 3 2-minute rounds. I'm looking at this yesterday. Yeah. So 3 2-minute rounds, dude. I mean, this guy has no experience really going 5 minutes. I don't trust his cardio at all. Waldo has to survive the first minute, and I think he'd win the fights. I'm going to go again. It's not like a super confident pick because Robelis has looked amazing. Obviously, I don't know, man. To me, this is a weird fight. I'm surprised they're doing this fight. I like it though because someone's going to get knocked out. I think Waldo wins by knockout in the second round. That's my pick.
Pretty much have. Yeah. I said decision or a late stoppage. We pretty much have.
I don't think it goes to decision, man. I think
we have to consider Waldo's fight IQ. You know what I mean? That's the main thing. You know, if he has fight IQ, he should win this fight, in my opinion. But we'll see. Yeah, I think a late stoppage probably. Maybe a second round, third round stoppage, you know, if Waldo wins. And if Robelis wins, I think will be a first round knockout like all the other ones, you know. So
yeah, let's get some comments. Just because the fight's finished early doesn't mean he's training to go past that point. We haven't seen it though. We haven't seen it. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, he might have great cardio. I don't really know. I mean, he's a heavyweight, though. Heavyweights typically don't have good cardio. That's the other thing.
And he's also not the youngest anymore, right?
He's 35, dude. You know, he's my age. And I don't feel old necessarily. He's an Olympic athlete, though. I mean, he's a great athlete. Yeah. Dude, he might go in there and fucking destroy this guy. I mean,
That's possible.
We might go to clowns next weekend. Like, this guy wins in 20 seconds again.
I'll put it on the rat nose. No problem.
Me too. But for me, it's like for me, it's a fight that I think is a pick 'em fight. Plus 170. I'm taking a dog shot here. Who do you fight for 457? Am I wrong? About who did he fight for that long? Marcel, who did he fight for 457? I thought all his fights ended. Am I wrong?
This first his debut, but I don't know what the names of the guy.
Oh god, my apologies, guys. His last bunch of fights went, shorter, obviously. Don't know why I forgot that. Yeah, his first fight went a little bit later in the first round. But again, I think as long as again, I'm banking on Waldo to survive the first round and get out of it. So doesn't really change my thought process. But yeah, good point. Appreciate you correcting me there. My apologies. The last 4 fights lasted a combined total of 37 seconds, which is pretty crazy. So overall, he's fought about 5 minutes in 5 fights, which is pretty crazy. So we'll see what happens, man. I could be completely wrong about this one. I'm going to take a dog shot, though. I have to.
Me too.
Metal Strike play part 2. Sorry, beaten before the fight begins for sure. Waldo's take punishment. What was that fight we were getting beat up in? Was it Chase Sherman? I know these aren't great fighters, guys. I get it. Chase Sherman, Vandera, Lucas Brzeski, Arlovsky. They're like lower tier guys, but they're still UFC fighters.
I think he looked good against Sherman. He didn't look that good against Vandera. I think
Vandera, that was the fight. Yeah, his debut. Marcos Rogero de Lima is a really good fighter. And that was 29-28. So we'll see what happens. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, guys. We have Diego Ferreira taking on
Caceres against Woodson.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. Woodson against Caceres. So this fight, the odds for this one I had the wrong order in my notes. It's my apologies.
They switched a lot of stuff, so
that's probably what happened, yeah. Minus 198 Woodson, plus 164 Caceres. I'm taking Sean Woodson winning decision here, Marcel. Big, long guy.
Yeah.
On a roll. I know Caceres is ranked. I think it's amazing he's been ranked for this long. He's amazing. He's been in the UFC for 15 years now, but
he's
think
not
Woodson
ranked anymore.
Pardon?
He's not ranked anymore.
Oh, he's not? Okay,
Lopez got in the rank.
Oh, that's right. But I'm just saying, it was amazing he was ranked that long, though.
I agree.
Woodson wins the decision. I think he outpoints and wins the decision. What do you think?
Same thing, man. I think this is actually this was supposed to be. He got booked with Caceres when Caceres was still ranked 15. So this was a shot for Woodson to get in the rankings. And now Lopez got ranked, so Caceres probably number 16 now. I also feel the same way, man. I think Woodson wins the decision. I think he keeps standing and he does well. I think Caceres is kind of the guy who's like, for out of nowhere, pretty much got a really stable position in the top 15, man, like 14, 15. And I didn't expect that to happen at all, so good for him. But I'm going with Woodson here. I think Woodson wins by decision.
It scares the value side, possibly. I think that it was probably going to the scorecards, so maybe. But I think Woodson's going to get the job done. Caceres can look really good at times for sure. He probably does have the ground advantage too. I think it stays standing. He wins the decision. Woodson. All right, next fight we got. Is this the fight Diego Ferreira against Mateusz Rebecki?
Yes.
I'm really looking forward to this fight. Big Rebecki fan, and Ferreira's a veteran. Odds for this one, Marcel. I think, Rebecki is the biggest favorite of the card, minus 310. Ferreira plus 250. I got to be honest with you, man. Rebecki's my most confident pick on the whole card. I absolutely think he wins this fight. I'm a huge fan of this guy. I think he's super legit. This is the kind of win he needs to get himself on the map with the mainstream fans. I think he goes in there and shines, and I think they're putting him in this really good showcase spot here on the main card. I think he knocks Ferreira out. I think he goes in there and knocks him out. For me, this is a clear Rebecki pick, Marcel. I'm high on this guy. I think he gets the job done. I know Ferreira's tons of experience. I know he's pulled off some nice upsets, but for me, this guy, Rebecki's looked amazing so far in the UFC. He has got knockout power. He's got submissions. He's got wrestling. He's got a huge win streak going, and I think he gets the job done. So I'll take him by knockout. You could submit him too, but I think with for a pretty good on the ground, I think it's gonna be hard to submit him. More likely, I think it's a stand-up fight and he gets knocked out. Ferreira's been knocked out 2 of his last 3 fights, and I think that happens here. What do you think, Ben?
Yeah, I'm also on Rebecki here. I think he wins by ground and pound, knockout, TKO. I think I like Ferreira a lot. I always like to do it. I think he's super fun to watch. He had a great win over Michael Johnson last time. That kind of was like contender knockout of the year, in my opinion. I'm picking Rebecki.
There you go. So the same pick there. All right, guys. And
you have kind of like it kind of run on the zzz, it says over with you.
It's okay now?
Yeah, better.
Okay, cool. Comments: Woodson, Cater, maybe.
Possible.
I'm not sure what they're going to do with Cater because it looks like he's a little bit on the decline, right? So, Rebecki, Robelis, Terrance doesn't go distance. Possibly, I mean, very good chance. Rebecki, same thing. Gamart did more violent, probably. Interesting matchup. Ferreira's legit. But I think Rebecki wins. He's a beast. I think Rebecki's going to be in the top 15 very soon. You know, because I think Ferreira could be 15th. I think he's one of those guys. He's like probably the 16th guy, maybe. You know,
I'd pick Rebecki as well over Alvarez, by the way.
Joel Alvarez? Yeah, I would have picked him too. Yeah. I was going to say Eddie Alvarez. No, Joel. Yeah, he does have BG. He's going to stand and trade. It's going to be a striking battle, guys. Pretty sure. Rebecki's what we thought Benoit was. I kind of agree with this guy too. Actually, that's a great question. Who'd you pick, Benoit Saint-Denis or Rebecki?
Ooh.
Tough one, eh?
Yeah. I don't
know. You know, if Rebecki was a dog, I'd probably take a shot on him, dude. I'm not going to lie. Is this fight happening, Mossar or Love?
I don't know. Where did you saw that, Tristan? I only see that Mossar replied that he will accept the fight if they offer it to him, but that's all I know.
It's a good fight that makes sense if it happens. I'll just say that. All right, we'll go to the next fight here, guys. We have the light heavyweights where, again, someone's probably getting knocked out. Carlos Ulberg taking on Alonzo Menifield Atomic. Odds for this one, Ulberg minus 258, Menifield plus 210. Listen, I'm a big Menifield fan. I've been picking him with the last couple of fights. I met him in Vegas. I was walking through New York, and I saw him. And I'm like, dude, I don't know how you're the dog against Jimmy Crute in the rematch, but I'm putting money on you. And he ended up going out there and submitting Jimmy Crute, and that was super cool. And then he fought Dustin Jacoby, and I picked him in that fight too, and he was a dog. So big fan of this guy. But at the same time, Marcel, I also feel like Ulberg's a beast, and he's on a fucking roll right now. 5 straight wins, finishing guys, knocking guys out, and then the last fight submits Dawoon Jung. Submits him. So he's rounding out his game. We know he's a beast striker. As long as he doesn't gas out like against Kennedy, he's going to win this fight, I think. So I don't think that happens again. That was 3 years ago. I think he's learned from that. The UFC really likes him. They're pushing him. You know, the winner of this fight is going to get a big step up, I would imagine, the top 10. I think Ulberg wins. I think he knocks Menifield out. I think it looks like the OSP fight where he gets knocked out. So Ulberg by knockout, that's my pick. What do you think?
I'm also an Ulberg here, man. I'm with you. I like Menifield a lot. I didn't pick him against Jacoby. You did. I remember that.
Yep. He's like plus 200 dog, I think, or something in that one.
Yeah, he's a good fighter, man. He became a lot better. He had some cardio issues in the beginning of the UFC, but he became a lot better. Yeah. Ulberg, I wasn't high on Ulberg at all in the beginning, you know, but I think he's come together for him right now, and he's looking good as of lately. Got that weird ass win over the Korean guy. What's his name again? Help me out.
Dawoon Jung?
Dawoon Jung, yeah, that weird ass win where we tapped him and then went to a decision. And then
that's right. They went back and they looked at the replay. Yeah.
So I'm Ulberg here. I don't know if he gets a finish here. I'm taking by decision.
Yeah, I think he wins. You know, he's one of the bigger favorites on the card. And again, I really like Menifield a lot, but I think Ulberg wins this fight. So I'm gonna take my pick there. Fortis having a rough go. Who else is from Fortis? I mean, Ferreira's from Fortis. By the way, I noticed that they really do. They try to put the same guys from the same team on the cards. And I don't know if you noticed that they've been doing that. Like in the Brazil card just now, we had 3 guys from Factory X. I guess it's just easier. You fly the coach down and they're all with them. I guess it makes sense. You have their cornerman. Makes sense. Kennedy Reinspan, that's true. Yeah. You're not wrong. JP Bays isn't there anymore, is he? JP? Is he still for this or
who?
JP Bays, your boy?
I don't know if he is with Extreme, I think, because he corners Albazi.
Oh, so he's still training. He trains with Dolidze. That's interesting. Well, he's training with him, but he sees him in the gym. That's kind of awkward, right?
Yeah.
All right, we'll go to the next fight here. We got Joaquin Buckley taking on Nursultan Ruzaboyev, who it's a short notice fight, and Ruzaboyev is dropping down to welterweight in short notice, which to me is very odd. I'll just say that. Odds for this one, Marcel, Buckley minus 166 favorite, Nursultan plus 140. Listen, I like Ruzaboyev a lot. He's looked great in the UFC, and he's a massive welterweight. At the same time, though, man, this is kind of weird that he's dropping down and weight to 170 after just like 6 weeks. It's not like he had 3 months to do this. It's kind of odd to me. And I'm still not sure how good he is. I got to be honest with you guys. Like, he did get 2 straight knockouts in the UFC. They were quick. And the win streak before that against a bunch of guys who I don't know who they are. Buckley has been fighting really good competition. Obviously Luque's on the decline, but still knocked him out. Morono's a really good win. He's fought really good competition in the UFC. At his best, he's knocking guys out. He's got some wrestling too. His chin's a little sketch. I think he wins though. I got to go with Buckley. It's hometown. It's hometown too, Marcel. He wanted this fight bad. He's a slight favorite here. I think he wins. I guess I'll take him by knockout. Maybe a decision. I don't know. Hard to see the method, but I just feel like he's more proven in this weight class for me. And I like Sultan. He has a chance here. Obviously, he's a good fighter, but from what we've seen, but again, to me, still unproven in the UFC against borderline top 15 guy in Buckley, or I guess he is top 15 now, right?
He's number 12 now.
Yeah, so he's top 15. So can't pick Sultan. I have to go with Buckley. I'll take him. I guess I'll take him by knockout. What do you think? Yeah, I thought you'd pick a dog here.
Yeah, I'm picking Ribovics. Yeah, I'm picking him. I think he's much bigger than Buckley. I think I think he gets him to the ground, to be honest. And I think I think he subs him, man. To be honest, that's what I think about this fight. Buckley to me is like a good fighter, but I'm still not convinced. For some reason, you saw his first round against Luca wasn't great, but he came back in the second round and he pretty much destroyed him. And Luca didn't look like himself, in my opinion. And that's maybe also you got to give credit to Buckley for that. Don't get me wrong, but man, I have faith in Ribovics, man. To be really honest, and maybe I got completely wiped after Saturday with saying that, but I think he wins. I'm going with him. With a submission, and I think he does it early again. I think he gets another first round finish, man. So I'm Ribovics here.
Yeah, this fight probably doesn't go the distance. Most likely not. I have a sneaky suspicion UFC paid Ruzi on the table, move down weight, and definitely won't take punishment. Well, you give Buckley a highlight reel in his hometown. I don't know about that, but I think they both had this. They both won on the same card, so it made sense. They're both looking for a fight, I guess.
Yeah, I got told that Ribovics wanted to go to welterweight for a long time. So
okay, dude, again, him and Trey Waters, 6'5". I don't know how these fucking guys do this, Marcel. Yeah, that's so crazy to me. But good for him. Watch the weigh-ins for this one. Definitely worth watching the weigh-ins for this one, right? Wouldn't you say?
I'm really confident he
makes the way.
Okay. Yeah, I'm really confident.
Okay. Well, fair enough. Yeah, the height difference is huge, no doubt. I mean, that's the reason I kind of picked Waters against Goff. So it's a little different matchup though. This guy's way more proven. Buckley. Ribovics destroys Buckley at 185, maybe. Yeah, actually at 185. Yeah, probably. Props to Buckley taking the fight. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy both guys took the fight. It's a fun matchup. It's kind of a random fight, I think, a little bit. But again, they did fight in the same card in Atlantic City too, so the timing matched up well. All right, guys, main event time. We got Derrick the Black Beast Lewis taking on Rodrigo. Was it Yogi Bear Nascimento?
Yogi
Fucking
Bear.
Amazing nickname. I love it. We got the odds for this one. Derrick the Black Beast Lewis minus 142. Rodrigo Yogi Bear Nascimento plus 120. Bro, I'm riding with the Black Beast in this one, Marcel. I think he knocks Rodrigo out. Listen, I know Rodrigo's got the ground advantage here, but for me, this guy he barely squeaked by the last three fights, Dontel Mays, Larry Latifi, and Tanner Boser. Now he's going to go there and fight Derrick Lewis, who just went 25 minutes with Jeltsin Almeida and didn't get submitted. I don't think that's going to happen here. So to me, Lewis, way more proven in the UFC. He's fought way better competition. He's been 5 rounds many times. He's got insane knockout power. He's got the most knockouts in the UFC. And I can't get that fight with Chris Dawkins out of my head, man, where Rodrigo got knocked out in 45 seconds. I think Derrick Lewis, I think he gets taken down in the first round and loses the first round and then knocks him out in the second round. That's my pick. So maybe you'll get a better number after the first round. I don't know if you want to risk it, though. Minus 166 minus 142. The last fight was minus 166. My apologies. Minus 142. I mean, it's low odds. I think he gets the job done, Marcel. Derrick Lewis by knockout. What do you think?
Yeah, I like Rodrigo a lot, but not in this fight.
No.
Listen, man, the thing is, like, if you look at who they fought, Rodrigo Nascimento, he has a 3-fight winning streak. He could have had a 4th fight if he didn't get caught after that Bordeaux fight. but it's not impressive. You know what I mean? Those are wins, but it's not super impressive. He barely got by Mace and 2 split decisions over Boser and over Latifi. At the same time, Lewis hasn't looked great as well, but he fought better competition. You know what I mean? So Lewis only wins against Marcos Rogério de Lima, and I wonder if Nascimento would win against Marcos Rogério de Lima, to be honest. You know, so I know MMA math doesn't always work.
I don't think so, actually. Now that I think about it, probably not.
Yeah, so
he probably loses like a decision there or something.
Yeah, and the same thing. And the thing is, like, Derrick Lewis got the knockout power. We've seen Rodrigo getting knocked out by Dawkins, by Chris Dawkins,
who's a light heavyweight.
Yeah, so for me, it's like I'm going with Derrick Lewis first round knockout, man, and I think it's better as well for this card, you know, because in my opinion, this main event kind of sucks. I think the main card is great, you know, but the main event.
I'm going to say this. It's going to really suck if this dude just lays on top of him for 25 minutes like Jailton did. That's going to really suck the wind out of the arena. Hopefully that doesn't happen.
I also hope so. That doesn't. I hope for a finish. Either one. I have no preference in this one. Don't get me wrong. Both guys can finish, but I think Lewis wins by knockout. That's my pick.
Yeah. LP says underrated podcast. We appreciate that, man. I know I speak for Marcel when you said that. Thank you. Boy was supposed to fight Lazy King Brave, pulled out. Oh, I didn't know that. I actually didn't know. I should have looked at the cancel the fights in Tapology. Nascimento declined from the first phase to win to the recent one. I kind of agree with that too. Luis Nascimento, Fury versus Usyk. The one thing I do like about Rodrigo though is he does train an American top team. I mean, great camp, great coaching. It doesn't mean he's going to win, you know. So sometimes you're just outgunned. Has Boser been released? Yeah, he did. He got released, right? Tanner Boser.
I think so. Yeah.
Sure. Like I think he made some comment about like the uniforms. Didn't he? Something about that Venom. I think he said something, and Dana.
Oh yeah.
They weren't too thrilled about that. I don't think. It's funny. What happened to Boser? Yeah, I think he got cut late, but I like dogs. Tecia, Caceres, Aldridge, Waldo. So I don't know if you heard the podcast, but we both picked actually Tecia and we both picked Waldo, and we both we both picked Aldridge and Waldo. I picked Tecia. And Marcel picked, what was the other dog you had? Ruzaboyev. And there was one other one, right? Wasn't there one more?
Oh, yeah, Hooper.
And Hooper. So Marcel has 4. No, 4? Yeah. And I have 3. I think, right? Is that right? I can't count. My brain's a little fried, guys. We just did 2 hours of podcast. So I'm going to count it up right now. I have 1. Oh, I have Charles Johnson, too. So I have 4, too. We both have 4. Yeah. We both have 4. Would you prefer Louis Romanov? Who's Romanov fighting? Fighting Almeida?
Yeah, Shelton and New York.
God, that could be a really boring fight. Why do they make Lewis main events with either a 5-round snooze fest or a first-round KO? I think this fight's going to be like Lewis getting taken down, surviving, and then knocking him out. But Marcel kind of just thinks it's going to be a quick knockout.
But why don't they make the obvious fight everybody wants to see? And that's Derrick Lewis against Jairzinho Rozenstruik.
2 gatekeepers. They don't want to do 2 gatekeepers against each other, I guess. They're trying to see if Nascimento is any good, I think, in this fight. Yeah. By the way, what was with the pronunciation in the intro, in that like promo? What the hell was the name? Remember the like
Nascimento?
Is that right? Is that how you pronounce it?
No, that's definitely not right. I will let the people hear it. I sent it to you by WhatsApp, right?
I think so, yeah. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? It was so weird. The guy who does the
Oh, here it is. Here you go.
Listen to this shit.
Record holder Derrick Lewis loads up to swing the momentum his way while a nearly spotless Rodrigo
Nascimento. There's no way that's right. I don't think so. There's no fucking way. There's just no way. I appreciate that, Antoine. Thanks, buddy. Guy likes Caceres. There was someone else in the chat that liked Caceres too. What's next for Lewis? Probably fight another prospect. Yeah. Maybe if Romanov wins, he'll fight Romanov next.
If Robelis wins, they give him maybe Lewis. Who knows?
That'd be interesting. Yeah. Appreciate that, man. Media goats. We appreciate that, man. And you know, we appreciate you doing the artwork and stuff.
Yeah.
Any last second questions? We'll take them. Otherwise, there's no other main like big event this week. I don't think. Right? Bellator's next week. Is that right?
Yeah.
And then back with PFL next month.
Those PFL matchups.
Oh, there was a PFL card. Yeah, there's that card in Saudi Arabia. Do you know anything? Do you know any of these prospects? Do you know any of them?
No.
Same here. Are you gonna watch it?
I don't know.
You probably will.
I don't know.
No.
I really don't know. We'll see. If I have something else to do, I don't. But
I do think it's interesting that Saudi Arabia has become like this mecca of combat sports in the last like 2 years. It's been
they have a lot of money. So
of course they have money, dude. They have oil money, bro.
I know.
Oil barons. They're rich as fuck, man. They can bring big fights. And to be honest, I saw someone talking about this. They were saying like John Jones and like Nagano. That's the only way they can get this fight happen if they have the oil barons paying for the fight. I mean, maybe. I don't think the fight will ever happen, but maybe.
By the way, I want to give my
Al-Qatani. That's the guy, right? The main event guy. You know anything about this guy?
No, I don't. But we were talking about Ngannou. I want to give my condolences to Francis, man, for losing.
Yeah, that's so, dude. Was that last week? I think it was. Wasn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't believe it, man. I mean, I have a 2-year-old daughter. His son was a year old, and he passed away. Did they ever say the reason? Like, did the cause of death? Has it come out?
No,
I don't know what happened. I mean, I really wonder what happened. I know like children can die from natural causes. There's something called like SIDS, I believe it's called, and they can like die in their sleep. It's really sad. I don't know if it can happen in your year and a half, but I maybe. I don't really want to speculate. I don't think it's fair. I know people are going to speculate though when you don't release the cause. But I mean, it's sad as fuck. And
Definitely.
I mean, Francis is, dude. You talking about having a heart? I don't listen. He's obviously successful now. He's rich. I guarantee you, Marcel, he would trade every fucking dollar he has in his bank account for his kid back.
Of course.
Yeah, that's really sad, dude. I can't even imagine, honestly. As a dad of a young kid myself, I mean, when I was going through the custody battle the last 2 years, and there were so many times where I didn't, I was barely seeing her at times, man. It was, it fucks with your mind. I hope Francis takes a long time off.
Yeah.
I didn't know he had a kid either. I mean, I've never seen a picture of his girlfriend or wife or whoever. I mean, who knows what the situation was there? It doesn't really matter, to be honest with you. He has a dad. Regardless of how it happened, he's still a father, and it's terrible. And I was gonna say I was hoping someone would ask Dana White about it, but I mean he wasn't in Brazil, so just to hear what he'd say. But I even Dana I think would say something like my condolences or something.
Of course.
By
the way, I also want to talk, if you give me the chance, about this. If you guys know Lyman Good, former Bellator champion, he was in a very bad car incident, I think 3 weeks ago, with his wife, and his wife is in coma right now. They have a GoFundMe, so if you want to help them out, do it if you can. If you can't and you don't want to do, of course not. But I mean, Lyman, good dude, always been nice to me as well, So I wish him all the best, and of course his wife as well. I wanted to say that.
Hey man, another guy that longtime veteran of the sport, and I hope. I mean, you said she's in a coma. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I don't know exactly right now, but she was. I have
terrible.
to. Yeah, she's still. They still. How do you say that? She's still in the hospital. So
yeah, it
was a really bad accident apparently.
Do you drive a car? Do you have a car?
No, I don't have a car. Everything's close here, so.
I understand. Like in where I live in Toronto, it's a huge city. You have to have a car, basically.
Yeah, I understand.
I don't live downtown. I live in the suburbs. So that's why. If you live downtown, you don't really. But I mean, I'm in the suburbs. Anyways, I've been driving since I was 16. I'm 35 now, and I gotta tell you, Marcel, every time I go in the car, I pray to God that I'm gonna get to my destination safe, and I'm always happy when I arrive there safe and when I get home safe. Bro, an accident can happen at any time, and it's something that's a real risk when you do drive a vehicle, and it's scary because you could be the perfect driver, but some other fucking asshole could be drunk or could be texting on his phone and kill you. So we're getting all fucking deep and emotional here, man. But I mean, stuff's worth talking about. It's more important, to be honest. It's more important than MMA. I mean, let's be honest with you. Who do you think guys share a bullet will fight? I mean, I would love to see him fight Michelle Pereira, but I don't think that'll happen. But it makes sense, doesn't it? Kind of, they put Pereira in that fight.
I don't agree. I think Michelle Pereira deserves a rank guy.
Yeah,
not sure.
That's fair. No, I get that. I'm just saying like the timing, but you're 100% right. Bellator main event or Bellator next week looks better than UFC next week. Maybe. I mean, I haven't really looked at that card too much. I know the main event's Barboza and Murphy. I need to look at it more. I'll look at it this weekend. To be honest, I did try to look at the card, but it's like it was kind of making I was kind of getting a headache thinking about 30 fights. Or what I mean? Like we did the whole card. I don't know how many fights in this card. I think 13. just saying it's a lot of fights to break down and think about. I'd like to take it week to week, so I'll look at the next weekend. You guys have a lean in Waker Chimaev. My early lean is maybe Whitaker, but I don't know if Barcelo has one. It's my early lean. I have to think about it more.
Difficult, man. If Chimaev probably is going to take him down early, and he can get the finish, But
5 rounds,
if it goes to a second or third round or even later, then definitely I favor Whitaker. But
that's what I'm saying.
Whitaker has to survive.
Right?
But Whitaker has to survive.
Or ground pound him early. Yeah. Have you gone to Qatar? No.
Nope.
Al-Katani, Tiko, and Bellator PFL card. Yeah. That's the only guy I think I know on the card, honestly.
Yeah, but No was a big stretch. I know he was one
I know,
of the guys.
I'm aware of him, but I don't know him enough. I'm not gonna that card. I couldn't even tell you who's gonna win. I don't think we have odds for that card yet, but hopefully we get them soon.
I don't think PFL themselves knows any odds of this card, to be really honest.
This guy's talking about Francis fights again. He'll fight again, just not anytime soon.
Yeah.
Private Light's a happy life. Don't claim keeping his personal way on social media.
Of course.
And the other thing is, to be honest with you, I agree with that, by the way. But to be honest with you, when you go through these kind of things, it's always good to have an outlet, to kind of distract you from the pain, if that makes sense. So, I mean, Jesus, it's just such a horrible situation, though. Honestly, it really is. I really wonder what happened, man. It's just so crazy. It's a year and a half. It's so young. I didn't watch the Tom Brady thing. I saw some clips on social media. I got to be honest with you, I don't care about it enough. I don't know.
I heard I want to see it, but I don't know where I can watch it. Yeah, they say
Netflix,
funny. Not over here.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. I don't know. You guys
not over here.
Oh, you don't have that? Okay.
We have Netflix, but not over here. It's American Netflix.
Oh, the thing? Yeah. I think, we're in Canada, but I think we do have it. I didn't have a chance to watch it last night. Usman did go to the funeral. Yeah. I know Dana was on the roast thing though, but again, I didn't get a chance to see it. So, all right, man. Is there anything else you want to talk about? We're basically at the end of 2 hours here, but anything else? Last second.
No, I'm good, man. I don't know. Maybe there are more questions. I don't know, but
if you guys have a last question or two, throw them in the chat right now. Otherwise, I'm going to shut it down. But we really appreciate you guys obviously joining us, tuning in as always. It's always fun doing the show with you, man. I always love doing it. And we'll be back next. I think we're gonna do it Sunday, Marcel. I think we'll do the podcast Sunday if that works for you.
This Sunday?
Yeah, does it work for you or no? Or is Mother's Day? Is it Mother's Day?
My mother doesn't matter. We can probably do. I'm not sure, but we probably can.
Sure, we'll figure it out.
But a little bit later, maybe a little bit later. But
we'll see.
Depends,
okay, so it'll be either Sunday or Monday. It
will definitely not be on Saturday and not be on Tuesday. So.
Well, you guys know. Okay, guys. Hope everyone has a great rest of their week, and have a great weekend as well. We'll talk to you guys later, and good luck with your bets. And talk to you guys soon. Have a great week. Bye.